A's Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Chatham set to face Brewster at Veterans Field. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham manager Tom Holliday. Emmanuel Berbari with you right behind home plate during batting practice. Tom, the Major League Baseball draft, it's come and gone. What were your thoughts during the process?
Well, I spent a lot of time over the winter putting our team together, and a lot of interesting conversations with coaches and trying to make sure that you're getting kids that are going to show up and come up, and trying to get a little background on whether they're draft eligible, whether they're going to sign or not, what's their intention. And boy, makes you wonder, like, are you paid by the hour to do this? Because I wasted a lot of hours. And I mean, we got hit. We didn't get hit as hard as I thought we were going to, even though it's still not done yet. But putting a draft right in the middle of the summer, putting USA Baseball in the middle of the summer, they've really destroyed the spirit of this league. And every coach is walking around, we're just going to do it because it's a pride thing. But they've taken a lot of the energy out of the fun of Cape Cod.
How much of the developmental aspect do you think is getting robbed by this?
Developmental prospect of being up here?
Of being in the Cape.
Well, I mean, so wave one completes. You bring in wave two. Most of them, they don't know what we're doing. You have to start. The time is so limited because of the draft and the end of the season. I mean, we already shortened the season. So we got 3 weeks left. 3 weeks and a couple days, and so we're going to have some new kids in here in the next 48 hours. I don't really know how much we can do for them in 3 weeks. I really don't. The fun part when first year I came up here is we had kids. Literally, we had kids for the full period. I think we lost one to an injury. And when it was over, we put a little T-shirt together and we called them the Warriors because they finished what they started. They came and they stayed and they finished it. And, it was so much fun when people called over the next 4 or 5 months about the next year's draft. They're asking about character. And, when a guy stays the whole time and gets better, I mean, it's really kind of cool to be able to tell pro scouts now he's a good dude. No matter what you've been told, he's a good kid. And now it's like you really don't know. I mean, they're here and gone. We'll end up with about maybe 12 or 13, maybe 14 guys that'll be here the whole summer. But it's a lot of bodies in, a lot of bodies out, and you make some mistakes on bringing guys in that aren't ready to play in this league. So what it does is it costs you a lot of money. You spend a lot of money on bringing boys in and out, and the Cape. Some teams generate more income than others, and I guess thank God that Chatham does generate income. So lots of concerns, and I don't know if it's going to get fixed. And maybe the message is just don't worry about it. Just bring up guys that you like that are not draft eligible and just play with them all summer. So that'll be contemplated when we leave.
You've talked about the differing classes in college baseball. Now that you have a team the remainder of the way, and there will be some additions, that is set to play the rest of the way, and there's a level of consistency, how much do you think that can help?
I don't know that. I don't know that it helps. I think sometimes when guys come, you want to get them in a lineup right away, see if they bring energy, see if it turns them on to be here right when the other guys are starting to get a little lag, a little drag. Somebody calls and says, hey, you know what, son? Maybe you had to come home. We're going to take a vacation before you go back to school. Those are dangerous things. But the new guys, what they're going to bring, I mean, if they were good enough to be here, they would have already been here. So I think what you're doing is you're getting guys that probably haven't been hitting very often. You're getting some guys that have been playing in other summer leagues that don't really know this league. And, some of the hardest parts about dealing with this league, some of the lights aren't very good. It makes the pitchers look really good, and tough to hit. And then you honestly, you don't know about whether you want to let a guy play against lefties and righties because he doesn't hit one side or the other very well. And in my first year, we had 12 guys for most of the summer, and I played them. And some of them learned how to hit lefties if they were left-hand hitter. But if you're going to do this thing and keep bringing in bodies, as soon as one shows you can't hit a particular lefty or righty, you got a platoon. And then you got guys not playing. Then you got guys thinking, their mind just runs wild. If I'm not going to play, I may as well go home. That's a cancer that spreads through the league all over the place. So keeping kids happy. I did that for 40-some years in college because you want them for 3 years and then the big payoff. Here it's like you'd like to have them for 6 or 7 weeks for them to get rewarded for coming here. So I don't know. You just got to do a better job over the winter when you pick them. Try to explain to them. I thought I did. Like what this is all about. Make a commitment, and then you get a bruised hand or you get a banged up foot or something, and then somebody's saying like, we might just need to get this fixed or get it straightened out, and you're sitting there going, if this was minor league baseball, you'd ice it, you would wrap it, and you'd play with it. If the hand's not broken, you ice it, you wrap it, and you play with it. And I don't know. I mean, it's a testing ground for what you're going to get in pro ball, but when they run away from the test, it's sending signals that they got to be conscious of, because the biggest question that's always asked about players that the following year before the draft is, what kind of character, what kind of character does he have? Is he a tough guy? Can he play every day? And it's not like whether they hit left or right or did they throw 94 all the time. Their scouts see that during the season. We get to see this, and you should be honest, because pro baseball scouts, that's how they make a living. They got to make good choices. So sometimes you don't know it, but you leave a bad impression. But I don't know. Everybody that says they're going to fix it or they want to unite and do this and do that, not happening. There's 10 different personalities running 10 different organizations up here, so we could be having the same conversation next year.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Boy, that was quick. Of course, we had no game to talk about, did we?
Hopefully we'll have a game with the Fog.
But no, I'm saying like last night we had the All-Star game, and of course you didn't prepare any questions, so I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Sounds good, Coach. Right. Chatham manager Tom Holliday on the Manager's Show. Let's send it back up to Ben Schulman. The Anglers Extra pregame show continues.